The global population is moving beyond the 7 billion mark, and the demand for food is growing. Yet, as more and more people are chasing the neon rainbow, fewer and fewer are producing food, much needed food.
Suddenly, the world is realizing that our future still lies here, in the soil of the earth. So the next big thing? Farming. Mark my words. Let's dig in and see what it's all about.
Check it out.
In South Africa, when we think of farming, we often just see khakis and bakkies. But in my years of presenting an agricultural program on television, I've come to realize farming is a vast, vast field.
There are many types and scales of farming in terms of both plant and animal production. Produce like vegetables and herbs can be successfully grown on relatively small scale, especially those with niche markets like lavender. For grains such as maize, however, where profit margins are small, larger fields are more common. But size of land is only one aspect. There are many other factors to consider in farming.
Like any other business, running a farming operation requires good planning and management, regardless of scale.
Firstly, a farmer needs to have a grip on the natural conditions, such as the type of soil, temperature, and rainfall in the area.
A product such as maize is a summer crop, best suited to warm climates and soil that allows for good drainage.
Although maize is produced in most parts of the country, the main production areas are Free State, Northwest, and Mpumalanga. The cold winters of the Eastern Free State and winter rainfall of the Western Cape make for ideal wheat production conditions. The Western Cape's climate is also perfect for vineyards, and the area is world-renowned for wine production. In fact, we are rather blessed in South Africa. We have a variety of soil and climate types, allowing us to grow a wide range of products, from the subtropical fruit grown in the warm humidity of Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal, to cherries, berries, and deciduous fruit from the moderate and cooler regions. More arid regions like the Northern Cape are ideal for sheep production.
In addition to natural conditions, demand must be taken into consideration. Is there a market for your product, or is there already an oversupply?
Then there's the matter of cost. The cost of production versus what the product can fetch on the market. If there's no profit, there's no point.
What it costs to produce a product is referred to as input costs.
Farming inputs include fertilizer for your soil, chemicals to control weeds and pests, mechanical equipment, fuel, vaccinations and medicine for cattle, and transport costs. Remember, input costs can vary from year to year, as can the price you get for your product. It's all about supply and demand.
So you have to be on top of your game all the time, especially since farmers also have to factor in overhead costs like bond and rent payments for land, labor costs, etc. And this is why management is such an important factor in farming, from production to financial and marketing management.
Fortunately, we live in a time of specialists. Most successful farmers work closely with specialists for advice on soil, weed, and pest control, as well as choice of mechanical equipment, seed and livestock, not to mention tackling the markets and balancing the books.
Yet the buck still stops with the farmer. The farmer is the business person, the one who must set it all in motion and ensure a sustainable operation.
When it comes to sustainability, consider this. If you are dependent on soil, you have to nurture it at all cost.
Healthy soil produces healthy plants. It's just like people. If we use our energy, then we must replenish it by eating healthy. This way, our bodies will have the nutrients needed to function properly.
Because farming is dependent on natural resources like soil and water, conservation farming is gaining momentum around the world. Plant residue is left on the land after harvesting. The residue then decomposes, releasing nutrients into the soil.
This method also allows for good moisture retention and minimum soil erosion.
Rotating crops such as maize and sunflower or wheat and canola on the same land is another conservation method that allows for higher yields through healthy soil. Conservation is as important in cattle farming. Grazing should be managed with the utmost care to avoid exhaustion. It's all about that perfect balance between immediate profit and sustainability.
Farmers are the custodians of land. They look after it to stay in business, to contribute to the country's economy, and to ensure that we can all eat, now and in years to come.
A task for the bright and the brave. Since farmers are dependent on the often unpredictable elements of nature and market movements, risk management is important. Diversification is a way of managing risk. Modern farmers can't afford to put all their eggs in one basket. The ideal is to farm with different crops or to combine crop and livestock farming. If cleverly planned, it can actually bring about increased profits. For instance, some of the maize a farmer produces can be used to feed the livestock, while chicken manure can be converted into fertilizer.
This is our future. Here on the farm is where nature's flow and the brilliance of the human mind meet. Here, you can feel the rhythm of life.
And it's exciting. Whether you produce something for a specific market or staple foods that feed the nation. Whether you farm in a suit or a dress, with shining cattle or colorful flowers, chicken or fish.
Farming is fabulous. And yeah, I told you, it's the next big thing.